Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. My name is Eleanor Gavin, and
yes.
I do have some questions. This is my first time ever being on this. I've heard about Brownfield Authority, but this is my first time having an opportunity to be on this call. I put the questions that I have in the chat, but I'll say them out loud as well. I'm concerned, like, what exactly was available to Benton Harbor area schools that is no longer available? Was there a dollar amount for training? Did the district ever respond? Who specifically was contacted? And who was responsible for follow-up with them? Do you have a list of the approved sites? I heard you all mention approved sites. And are only those, plans for those sites on your list approved? Like, in order to have plans, does it have to be on your list? And are any of the schools on the list approved sites by your body? If the school district was looking to rehabilitate buildings, is that an eligible activity that Brownfield could assist with? And I'm sorry about the typo. It should say, have you ever considered doing community presentations, or are you already doing them and I'm just missing them, so that we know what is available and exactly how to access those resources? I heard some people say that, there's no reason for meetings, but perhaps there can be like some info sessions or videos so that we know what's going on. And did this body decide whether or not to draft a letter voicing their concerns about that amendment that eliminated that training for the students?
Ms. Gabbins, that's an awful long list for us to try to answer, but I have Mark to talk with you. And Mark, you can suggest that maybe she might want to speak with you personally, or you can answer some of the things so the board members can hear it.
Please. Thank you. I would love a personal meeting as well, if possible.
Yes, that'd be great.
Ms. Gavin, if you would care to send me your contact information on the chat, I will follow up with you on all of these items in the interest of time, unless members would like me to address them now.
Address some of them at least.
Okay. Concerned about what was involving Benton Harbor area schools, this authority had earmarked approximately $50,000 for a 3-year funding program to fund the training of youth within Benton Harbor High School in matters involving the environment, perhaps career opportunities in the environmental field, whether they were going on to college or whether they were going to go into the workforce directly out of high school. We were working directly with the superintendent and a couple of his staff, and that's all occurred just before the outbreak of COVID. And that's why I said earlier that but for COVID, we probably would have been much farther down the path than what we ultimately found ourselves. We had outlined a program. We had a subcommittee that was formed on this authority that involved Mr. Hudson, Mr. Edwards, myself. We had put a skeleton together, if you will, of what we thought a program might look like. And we had sent that over to Benton Harbor area schools and their committee for their consideration. And again, that's when COVID broke out. Approved sites, we have 36 approved plans right now in our Brownfield program. And those plans each are comprised of one or more parcels of land. And that's something that I'll follow up with you later. Other properties can be added. All we need is for someone to step forward and ask this authority for the inclusion of their properties in a plan, and they have to, of course, provide rationale as to why that should be and why the board of this authority should accept that request. Can schools be sites? Yes, schools can be sites. We don't have any that I'm aware of or that I can recall that are old school sites, but schools certainly can be. And can schools be rehabilitated, the interiors of the buildings be rehabilitated with Brownfield dollars? To some extent, they can. Brownfield dollars and eligible expenses include things such as demolition, interior demolition, or asbestos removal, things of that nature. Community presentations, yes, we have done those in the past, but we haven't done one certainly over the course of the past year and a half, largely due to COVID. Although, once again, this authority had budgeted monies for community outreach in its last budget, which but for COVID would have been expended. And I think the last one was a letter. Is a letter going to be drafted? Yes. The note that I have here is this authority would like me to draft a letter for their consideration.